Howdy, welcome back. This is Tarot to a T, where I have some tea. Strangely enough, right? But the most important part is I do the tarot. Today we're going to do a mid-month April reading for the sign of Sagittarius. If you haven't joined me before, welcome. And if you don't mind hitting that subscribe button, I would really appreciate that. And I'll also let you know when my next reading comes out so you won't miss any, which should be pretty soon, actually. Not too far after these. Probably do some kind of bonus reading for the month. Anyway, I'm a terrible shuffler, but in my defense, these cards are very stiff, and I really do shuffle them well. It just doesn't look very pretty. I've just never been that great of a shuffler. I mean, it just doesn't look that great. I know some people, they get on their channel and they shuffle and it's just glorious. It's beautiful. I might have to look at some YouTube videos, to kind of see how they do that, because I'm jealous. So anyway, what I'm doing here, Sagittarius, is I'm dealing some cards for a situation you're dealing with. Some cards that kind of tell me about some trouble you're having, and then these are the cards of advice. So we're just going to go right into it here, okay? Okay, so you're moving ahead from some kind of situation, and it looks like you're desiring some kind of security or stability. And then I would say this is more from the past. This is a Seven of Clubs. This is a card of like feeling trapped in some kind of situation. And I think what happened here, I had to stop there for a second and just kind of feel it. But I think you moved ahead from something that was not good for you. I'm hearing mentally. Mentally just not good for you. Physically it might not have been such a problem. So I think we're looking at some kind of emotional, psychological impact in your life, and you just needed desperately some kind of sense of security back. Yeah, where you felt safe. It might have been some kind of work, honestly, because the Eight of Spades here is about stress and things going on at work. Let's see what else we can pull out here for Sagittarius for mid-April. Oh, Joker. So, your Joker here, you had a lot of shuffling going on. And literally, I interpret that card as juggling. You might have had some like things that were on your plate at work where you just felt like maybe you were doing other people's jobs, for example. I'm actually feeling that very strongly. Like you had too much of a workload. Yeah. In a traditional tarot deck, just so you know, this is the Fool card. It's kind of like you were naive in the situation and not setting boundaries. Gosh, yes. Yeah, that's totally what I'm feeling it out. But yeah, that's like, yeah. And you were totally feeling confined by that. It's like you were trapped in being overworked. How horrible is that? That's like one of my worst nightmares. Because I've never been an ambitious person. Wow. And so you needed to find your happiness again. That's the card of completion. You needed it to, ultimate completion. Not just completion, but like end of all ends, okay? And you needed to find that happy place again. You needed to find where you could feel good about what you were doing. You could feel good about your life and where it was going, and being able to relax. I'm going to draw one more card before we look at the problems, but I mean, I already kind of see the problem here. Okay. With the Nine of Spades, this was extreme dissatisfaction. I think we already kind of ascertained that, honestly, from what I was saying, but you were just extremely distraught over this. You were like depressed. Because again, I'm not seeing physical stress, but more mental anguish. And it just wasn't suiting, it just wasn't suiting you. It was really affecting you in a way probably you didn't even realize. So your problems here, complications, so it brought on some pretty negative changes. I think this really affected your lifestyle in some sense. So if you were being overworked, you probably weren't a very happy person to be around. But it's possible if you were doing tons of overtime, for example, because you were being forced to, this brought on these forced changes in your lifestyle, and you just couldn't go out and have fun. Because you had this Ten of Hearts over here, which is about going out and having fun. You just needed this to go away. And that's why you're moving ahead with the 8. But again, back to your complications. Let's talk about this 8 first. This is the card of, like, or the 8 of being stuck kind of at a crossroads. But also, it could also mean you had, like, a very fixed mindset in some manner. Perhaps you were stuck on the idea that you had to fulfill these things in order to succeed, to keep your job, to keep your superiors happy, to keep the company happy. I don't know, maybe even a spouse happy, because maybe you provide, you're the main provider for the family, and you couldn't, like, quit. You had too many people counting on you, right? And that was probably what this Two of Hearts was. Yeah, you had people depending on you. Because this is the card about being close to somebody in a close, probably a very, a marriage or some other romantic type of relationship or partnership. This is a very strong sense of balance and harmony in your life. This is what you were focused on. This is what you were focused on, and you felt obligated to work this hard. Even though it wasn't fair, the work being thrown your way wasn't necessarily fair. And it's also going to move you up the road or up the ladder, however it fits your situation financially. This is like the card of Pentacles in the traditional tarot decks. Okay, this is also about success in general, but I think this is why you felt this pressure. Yeah, you felt, wow, I'm just like ungodly. This is like ungodly pressure. I mean, it had to break. You had to get out of it. If you haven't left this job, I just got this, or this work situation, you need to. I wonder if the cards of advice are going to send us that way. Let's go ahead and look at those, Sag. Okay. Nine of Diamonds. King of Spades. Eight of Hearts. So many 8s and 9s. This is a whole table of them. There's no coincidence in that. That is very, very directed. This is a very specific reading, honestly, because I got all the 8s out here. To reach this place of completion and to have this money in your pocket, you need to take some kind of control. The king, goes without saying, is kind of the ruler, right? They take control. You can kind of see it as like the president of our country. These major decisions that are made, ultimately, it has to pass this person's approval, right? So it's the same thing with your own life. It has to pass your approval, or it's just not going to get any further. This is a very strong, older, experienced authority figure. It can be male, or it could just be you representing this male energy. This is also a person who's got a lot of experience in business. Okay? They're kind of a leader. So I think to get to this place where you need to be, you need to somehow take leadership over this situation. Now the 8 of Hearts. This is interesting because this is about networking and being social, but it's in a fun sense. It's not necessarily a business sense. It's possible this line of advice is saying how to move you out of here is to network with people who can get you places. Does that make sense? And it's going to bring about positive changes in your work life, because this is the card of that. This is one of the standard interpretations of this card. A positive change in your work life. And I'm thinking it just needs to happen. I don't think it's happened yet, Sagittarius. Yeah, you need to meet new people. Again, with the 9 of Clubs, holding it up in case you can't see that, this will get you to a place of contentment, and you're going to achieve what it is you've been working for. Honestly, all this hard work that's been going in. This is also the card of promotion or getting a raise. I don't know exactly if you want both or just one of these things, but I love this reading because it's very straightforward. It's saying how to get out of this terrible mindset, emotional stress that you're under. Yeah, you need to take leadership, and it's going to get you to this place of financial security, and you're going to be able to make some moves in your financial life, because you're going to have more money, and it's going to get you this raise or promotion. It couldn't be any more straightforward. I just love it when that happens. I don't know exactly what the stress is here, except we have an idea that you're being overworked in some sense, and it's affecting your mental health. But I think the key to all of this change is right here. It's meeting the new people that you need to meet. Maybe even just rubbing shoulders with people who are like above you in some sense, like supervisor, yeah, but maybe even some people or someone higher up than that. Supervisor may not have enough pull. I know in some organizations, for example, where I worked before, it's like if you take classes or you ask for extra training or you sign up for extra training, that sometimes can launch you into another area where you will meet these people who are more influential, especially if you have a very good HR department who wants to promote. They will look at you and what you're doing as far as training and tell you what you need to learn or gain experience in to get the next level job. You know what I'm saying? It could be something like that. I think I'm going to leave it there because this is a very specific way out of this. And I wish you the best of luck. Leave some comments if this totally resonated with you. Okay? Again, please like the video if you did by giving me a thumbs up, and subscribe, and then you will know when the next video comes out. Okay, Sagittarius, thank you for joining me again, and I'll see you soon. Take care.